Hello and welcome back to The Wargamer, and you're joining me as I take another look at some Scenics or Warworld Scenics products. This time I'm going to be looking at some of their static grass layering spray as well as some more of their static grass that they do. Now this spray is designed so that you can actually build up your layers of static grass. So you apply your base layer, which we did in the previous Scenics video with the static grass basing glue, and then you can actually apply some detail. You can add some different colors, different lengths of grass over the top. Now the trouble with applying glues over an uneven surface, if you're using a brush, it's very tricky. You have to try and get it in all the crevices. It's very difficult to get it where you want it to, and sometimes you can actually bring up the layer underneath if you're using quite sticky glues like we're using with the static grass basing glue. So Warworld Scenics have actually brought out this static grass layering spray. Now this is an aerosol, and you spray it over the top of your static grass base layer and any subsequent layers after that as well, and it allows you to apply more static grass over the top and really build up those layers and really improve the detailing on your static grass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head outside. I'm going to spray one of the bases that I looked at in the previous Scenics videos, and we're going to start building up some static grass layers on top. So here we have a base which already has some static grass on top, and specifically it's a 2mm length summer green static grass from Scenics, and I'm just applying the static grass layering spray over the top of the surface. You don't even need to wait for your initial glue layer to dry at this stage. You can apply it straight over the top. I'm just making sure they don't get it on my hands and just applying a few light coats over the top. As you can see, I'm using this in a well ventilated area because after all it is a spray glue and I don't want to be breathing all of this in. So now that I'm back inside, you have to work pretty quickly here before the glue dries, and I'm using some of my autumn 4mm static grass, and this is slightly longer and darker than the base colour. I'm going to take a pinch of it there and just very carefully apply it over the surface. I'm going to target this as opposed to applying it across the entirety of the surface. I'm just applying it in small clumps in focused areas, and you can see it's sticking quite nicely to the glue that we applied outside and really bringing some depth and detail onto this base. So now that this layer has done, we can actually go back outside, spray some more adhesive, and then come back inside for the next layer. So I've just applied a second layer of the layering spray, and this time I've got my Wild Meadow 6mm static grass. It's again longer than last time, and this time it's a lighter colour than the original base coat. This is actually quite long strands, so this time I want to be very careful how I apply this. It's going to be sprinkling it over the top in some areas, like so, and then in other areas I'm going to be clumping it on. And this just creates the effect of long dead grass. And these mixtures of layers really tie together to create a really nice and interesting looking grass base. So here we have a larger example of the grasses that we've used in the previous steps, and this is the exact same technique. So we started off with a 2mm summer base, then we've used a 4mm as the mid-range, and then finished it off with a 6mm Wild Meadow on top as well. This gives us a really nice rich depth of detail on this grass here. It's very easy to work with as well, this product is, even if you do have to go outside or be in a well ventilated areas, because it means that if it's raining, if the weather's cold, it does make these little things a little bit more difficult to do. But if you've got lucky enough to have a garage with a good ventilator or a spray booth, then you can probably do it inside as well. Now the fact that it actually comes in a spray application means it's perfect for applying over large areas, especially if you're doing scenery projects, or even if you're building a large board. It allows you to cover areas very quickly and very easily, and also means you're not having to run into the hassle of having to apply glue over static grass and potentially lift up the grass that you've got beneath there as well. It's actually really good because it doesn't actually reduce the fluffiness, I suppose that's the best word for it, of the grass that you've already applied. It still keeps it nice and upright, and means that you don't got this very flat, rigid surface instead if you'd used PVA glue, for example. So this actual product is £10.50 on the Scenics web store, and I'll pop a link in the description below to take you directly to there. It's very much worth the money because it's going to save so much hassle and bring you some really nice detail-rich bases in which you can mount your miniatures. So if you enjoyed this video, please do let me know in the comments below, and also subscribe to get up to date with any Scenics videos that I do in the future. So until next time, thanks for watching and goodbye.